This Pittsburgh Steelers preview edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by WinBet. Bet $100 at WinBet and get a $100 free bet. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/winbet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today. And make sure to check out Draft Day 2.0. Starting August 9th at noon Pacific, Ryan Real Money Kramer will begin drafting for 24 hours straight. The fantasy football marathon will raise money for Daryl, a loyal listener who was injured in a motorcycle accident. Head to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/draft day for more details.
Hi, this is Merrill Hodge, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Cox.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Ooh, welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money gray with my partner in picks, Ryan Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Have we adopted the Pittsburgh Steelers, Sean? It feels like Mike Tomlin's coach to us. You got to get him on the show.
I feel like I've been sticking up for the Steelers all off season, trying to talk people into an over here. Ryan, you as a team under captain, maybe even you will be will be blessing the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Could it be
with
my
an
seventh?
over on their win total at 7.5 right now over on WinBet? We have a special guest joining us in just a second, but back to back on Sunday night, getting people ready for the National Football League. Oh, listen to those trumpets blare. When you hear that sound, it should be Pavlovian. Fire up your WinBet app. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. Go to that link, click on your state so they know we sent you. Let it ride, baby. Come on. And WinBet. I mean, I can't wait till I'm back in another WinBet state, Colorado, Arizona, wherever it is. I love a WinBet state. Michigan. Shout out to the great state of Michigan. New York City. I'll even throw New Jersey there. And shooting up my power rankings just because it's a WinBet state. That parlay wheel is so fun. If you're deciding whether or not to parlay it, knowing you get to spin a giant wheel after you put the parlay in, that's a ton of fun. 100% deposit bonus in the WinBet casino. Oh yeah. Blackjack live stream loading. Let's go, baby. And of course, get it all over at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET, including the $100 free bet. That's right, $100 free bet. Offer subject to change. Terms and conditions at winbet.com. Must be 21 or older and present in the state where playthrough WinBet is available. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. And breaking news. We have a survivor pool coming. That's right. Courtesy of our good buddies over at Run Your Pool. Highly recommend using Run Your Pool, whether you're whatever kind of ATS, fantasy. They even have fantasy pools, pick'em contests. If you're running an office pool or you and your buddies, whatever it is, highly recommend running it on Run Your Pool. And we're going to be doing a free SGPN NFL Survivor prize announcement coming soon. But head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/survivor, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/survivor. Get in, get registered so you don't miss out. And again, once you sign up there, then get going with Run Your Pool.
I was tuned out, but how much are we charging to enter that?
Ryan, you won't believe it. Completely free.
And then there's going to be prizes.
Yes, a lot of prizes. Prize announcement coming soon. But now joining us on the line to talk Pittsburgh Steelers, you know him as the host of the Zed Run Gambling Podcast, the one and only, our friend in the desert, Scott Bowser. What's up, Bowser?
What's up, fellas?
I feel like you were almost channeling the Budweiser commercial there with the "What's up."
Exactly what I was going.
All
for.
right, I wanted to make sure I got the reference there.
You was always a Bud Dry guy, personally.
Doobie doo. Good times, Bowser. We're here talking Pittsburgh Steelers. Before before we got on the show, if anyone doubts Bowser's credibility as a hardcore true DJ, he was mid like a best ball draft, and then he was also talking about some Nakamoto horses he just bought. He's living the life.
That's right. That's right. You know, you guys just gave me a great idea to do something, a survivor pool for the Zed Run show, where it's like people enter a horse and you're allowed to you have to win one race a day with it, and once you lose, you don't finish the first in a day, you get eliminated, and you keep going until there's one person standing.
I like that.
I mean, we like any sort of crossover to football type contest. Great marketing materials for the digital horse crowd. I mean, it is we're very kind of you to take time away from fucking digital horses to talk Pittsburgh Steelers. So
force fucking.
Well, you know, I've been banging out my spreadsheets all weekend, pounding the tourneys. You know, we're really dialing it in over here. So.
Well, that's good to hear. And then I know obviously you've been grinding it out in the best ball streets, getting your drafts in, going hard. I know. Are you doing any high stakes leagues this year? Weren't you and Kramer involved in one, or how'd that team turn?
One last year. Me and Decker have one that we teamed up on that we already drafted like in June. I have a couple higher stake best ball tourney entries that I'm drafting like right before the season. And then I've been banging out these lower stake kind of super flex ones. I've done 2 this weekend. So
wait, you don't have Underdog in Nevada, right? So it's only only FFPC. So shout out to the grinders in the FFPC streets.
Yeah. All right.
So I do the $5 best balls as like my mock instead of mock drafts.
Yeah, come on, don't waste your time with mock drafts.
$35 ones, $125 ones. So yeah, it's good time.
Bowser, you're in your 40s. You're not mock drafting anymore.
No one is.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm looking at the Steelers team, and I've been high on the Steelers team in spite of the fact that Mitch Trubisky is probably going to be their starting quarterback. I take solace in the fact that one, you have Mike Tomlin, 154, 85, and 2. He's never had a losing season in the National Football League. And
30-1 coach of the year. Sorry.
And as bad as Ben Roethlisberger was last year, I think maybe Mitch Trubisky, maybe even Mason Rudolph, maybe Kenny Pickett, whoever ends up starting could be a slight upgrade from Ben Roethlisberger.
No, only in the quarterback play department, not in the looks department.
No,
definitely not in the looks department.
This guy.
Roethlisberger's average depth of target in 2021 was all the way down to 6.9.
It's impressive. Nice.
It
was pitiful watching him with that pop gun arm last year. It really was sad.
Yeah, it was sad. And again, you know, on the defensive side, they got Miles Jack, which I think was like a sneaky nice pickup. You have Brian Flores with a chip on his shoulder, coaching up the linebackers. Guys like TJ Watt. TJ Watt, only the 4th player since 1990 to put up 15 sacks in consecutive years.
We were reminded by Big Rob that maybe he didn't get along with Minka Flores. That is all that well. So hopefully there's no drama in the locker room. But if there is.
Well, again,
Mike Tomlin can handle that. Antonio Brown was in this locker room,
and Le'Veon Bell at the same time.
Yeah.
Don't forget that. Yeah,
Le'Veon Bell just wanted his bag. I think Antonio Brown is bona fide crazy.
What makes you think that? Because he threw his shoulder pads into the crowd and ran off the field.
Isn't Bell like boxing or MMA fighting now? I wouldn't say he's got his head on his shoulders, right? Like,
he ran into Patty C at a boxing gym in Hollywood, and he said he would come on the show. I've DM'd him a couple times. He said, "Okay, I want to come on the show," and he has not.
Shout out to him.
He has not actually come on the show. So
it's soon though, and that's going to be a sweet ass interview.
Yeah, that's coming soon
because we're going to find out what happened in that locker room.
Tweet at Le'Veon Bell and tell him he should come on Sports Gambling Podcast. Maybe that'll get him going. To me, one quote that really stood out. You know, obviously preseason, a lot of hype, but Najee Harris is no longer wearing a visor because, quote, I want to see a motherfucker's eyes. And I think the upside case for Najee Harris is pretty high, even with their struggling offensive line. That's my opening salvo on the Steelers. But Bowser, where are you at with the Steelers coming into the season?
All right. First off, I want to say, like, a lot of people are saying Trubisky. I think it's going to be Pickett by week 5, if not early. It might be that's my hottest take probably on this team. But look, Kenny Pickett was a super senior last year at Pitt. He's 24 years old. He was one of the older guys in this draft. The Steelers are a franchise that usually draft younger guys so they can develop them. So when they draft older guys, they usually play them as soon as possible. With a 24-year-old quarterback, you need to know if this guy can play sooner rather than later. Like, that's just the way the game is nowadays. So I think we'll probably see him. And also, like, when you really think about the narrative of it, they just give Trubisky the starting job right away in May or whatever. And then, oh, what if now Pickett earns it throughout camp and everybody in the front office and the coaching staff looks like they're geniuses because their guy developed quicker than usual and they're getting them on up to speed quicker when this might have been the plan all along.
I mean, I guess this is an interesting case because I feel like you just have to be very, very optimistic with either thing working out at this point.
Yeah,
it looks pretty bad, right?
I'll say this: neither guy will throw left-handed like Carson Wentz.
Well, that's
there was some great camp reports about Carson Wentz that like they're running plays on air and he's missing wide open guys. So not a great start.
Neither guy will run 80 yards and fall flat on his face like Daniel Jones.
Oh, wow.
You know, I'm throwing some shots right now, but
I like it.
I think we're looking all right. No matter who's back there, really, just because both those guys are pretty mobile, and having someone back there with mobility, especially with this line. But after Ben being such a lawn chair back there, I don't know, having a guy back there with a little mobility, I think Matt Canada can do some creative things, especially with having, Najee Harris pounding the rock, which actually is one of my little plays on here, a little sneak preview for later on for some of my props. But I really like Najee Harris this year. I've been trying to load up on him in best balls big time.
So we're not worried about injuries at all.
Well, and he does have a foot injury. He's missed about a week of camp.
Because I love him too.
I don't know that it's super serious. I do think it might actually maybe knock him down a spot or two ADP. Bowser, have you heard anything about this foot injury? They don't seem super concerned, but
no, they don't seem concerned. When it first happened, I was like, I saw him every day. It's this training camp thing of you see a guy trending on Twitter and you're just like,
no,
no. You just immediately see it's like he either robbed the liquor store or he forgot to tore his ACL. It's like it's going to be something crazy.
Yeah, it's either you're in jail or you're out for the season. It's never great,
never good. But no, like it doesn't sound like it's not like a Liz Frank thing or anything, which that would have me concerned. But I think they're just being cautiously optimistic. Which I mean, they're gonna pound him this year. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets 400 carries.
Yeah, and again, he had I think 300 carries last year and 70.
That's why he's interesting from a fantasy perspective because he could touch the ball so damn much. Now, foot injury obviously concerning when you're expecting a large workload, but
he had 300 carries and 74 catches. I think he was like one of the only people that had that many touches. Like 381 touches.
Just puts you in a rare spot when you're touching.
Even if your efficiency isn't great, which his wasn't great fantasy wise, I think he's going to increase the yards per carry. And I think if he continues to be involved in the passing game, which I don't see why he wouldn't. Judging from who they're going to be trotting out there at quarterback, you want to get a playmaker involved. Like Najee Harris. What have you been hearing about George Pickens? Because George Pickens to me is kind of interesting, and maybe throw out him for rookie of the year, but the Georgia receiver they drafted supposedly is like lighting camp up. What have you heard on George Pickens and what's your take on him, Bowser?
Yeah, no, I've been hearing great things. Especially it's kind of funny because Chase Claypool was really hyping him up, and it's like, dude, don't you realize he's the big guy they drafted to replace you? That's
funny.
He is your replacement sitting right there. But no, he's looking great, and I think outside of that injury, and he also kind of clashed with the Georgia coaching staff a little, it seems like. And so maybe this is a much better situation for him. And he was kind of in the doghouse there. So I think that definitely hurt his draft stock. And you could argue he's right. I mean, talent wise, he's up there with everybody like Jamison Williams, Drake London. He's a big dude that can get downfield and make some plays. But who has me most excited is the other rookie wide receiver they drafted, Calvin Austin. I took this guy in my dynasty league drafted like March, long before they even drafted him. And when they drafted him, I was so pumped because this guy's only like 5'7", 5'8", right? If he was 5'10", he would have been a top 10 pick easy. His immeasurables are off the chart. He's 99 percentile in like everything from like the broad jump, vertical, hand size. Even I know that's a big thing for receivers.
boy.
Like, so it's like, dude. I mean, yeah, he's small, but dude, when he's got like a 43-inch vertical with crazy size, like big hands. Like this guy could be like the next Steve Smith. I'm not even joking. Like,
Bowser loves big hands.
you know how much I love the big hands, but like this guy, I think he can make an impact right away in the return game and be like a Dante Hall type threat. And then on top, because he's been breaking like 80-yard like screen passes already in camp. And like you look at his agility, like just everything. Like the guy is an athletic freak. And so like I don't know, I really think there's some potential, especially get him in the slot. Get him going with some jet sweep stuff, maybe. It opens up a lot what they can do with the downfield stuff, you know, especially with Claypool and Pickens too. And you have Deontay Johnson kind of getting that middle stuff. So I do think Najee is going to get a lot more running yards just off. They're going to be able to stretch the field a little bit more, and that's going to open up a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Big Ben's depth of target, was so short. I think they brought everyone close to the line. If they can show any sort of deep passing ability a little bit, and I think that is possible, I think that could be huge. And again, Pickens I think could be a real sneaky rookie of the year play. Just because you look at like
needs
now,
a quarterback, but yeah,
but I mean, would you rather have Olave at 10-1 or Pickens at 30 or 40-1? I think Olave is probably in a better position overall, but at 3x the odds. And really the Steelers' history of drafting receivers, like they just always hit on these guys.
Well, one of these guys, I think the key is I think history will tell us one of these guys will turn into a bona fide second contract guy. So yeah, I mean, look, I think the bull case is that you're excited that one of the quarterbacks is going to be better than Big Ben because Big Ben was the worst quarterback potentially in the league. That being said, Pickett and Trubisky haven't exactly been lighting it up.
No,
and I think maybe we handicap this team in a similar sense than we would have the Colts if the Colts had a history of taking care of business and winning, more games than you lose every season.
Yeah, I mean, you look
it's
at
a similar setup in my opinion. Although Matt Ryan is getting more public perception optimism than Kenny Pickett and Mitchell Trubisky.
But really, is Matt Ryan right now? Is he that much better than Mitch Trubisky? Probably slightly better.
See, Mitch Trubisky's not a practice quarterback. He's a gamer.
You put
him in the game.
You put Mitch Trubisky in an ideal offense where he's going to be running the ball. And that's the other thing too. We haven't even why it could create more opportunities. We saw this with the Eagles offense. Jalen Hurts as a rushing quarterback does help the running back, I think, a little bit, just because the way they have to play defensively. A running quarterback, I think, does help out the running game, obviously in general, but it could also help with Najee Harris. Just could create some plays that they weren't running. And then again, the Steelers just like have a franchise that has their shit together. Always very good on penalties. Steelers opponents were flagged a league leading 154 times, including 17 DPI penalties, second behind the Colts. So they're good at like drawing those offensive pass interference, that kind of stuff. Like, and then we haven't even really hit on the defense.
Well, yeah, that's the thing I was just going to say is like, I mean, these quarterbacks look like they're struggling in camp, but they're going against the Steelers defense every day.
This is true.
Yeah.
I mean,
if Mitch Trubisky was starting again,
they made Josh Allen look horrible last year. So, I mean, like this is a very good group. I think, especially adding Miles Jack, man. Like as a UCLA fan and Steelers fan, this is a dream come true for me. I love this pickup because he's maybe the best coverage linebacker or one of them in the league. And that really opens up a lot of things you can do with the scheme, and especially with TJ Watt coming off the edge. So, I mean, I'm pumped, man, for what this defense could possibly be with him in there, because like we haven't had a guy like him in there since Ryan Shazier's injury. And that defense was way better with him in there, kind of thing. Like really being able to take away like receiving running backs and matching up on tight ends and just being that kind of a Swiss Army knife in coverage.
Yeah, I mean, the things that scare me, I guess, about the Steelers, their schedule, according to number of win totals, is actually one of the hardest in the league. However, their travel situation is very generous. The nugget of them not leaving the Eastern time zone, that's got to have a positive impact, whether you're starting a rookie quarterback or Mitchell Trubisky, who probably has the ceiling of a rookie quarterback. And you throw in Tomlin, a really good coach. Like I think that's a nice little That to me is worth a half win right there. Am I crazy, Kramer?
Well, it's not just that they don't leave the Eastern time zone, because it's a fairly large time zone north. They literally have the fewest miles traveled.
Yes,
so
that as well.
They're certainly gifted an opportunity. This is a team that overperformed their wins by 2.5 according to Pythag last year. So you could say there's some regression coming. They were 8-2 in one score games. They had a negative 55 point differential and they were 9-7-1. This screams regression, but I would argue that they won close games because of their well-coached team.
Yeah.
And I hear you. Regression still happens in well-coached teams. I hear you. But the expectation in what's happening at the quarterback position, I think it's baked into the marketplace because people are assuming this is a massive downgrade. This is not a 6 or 7 point quarterback downgrade. This is like a 2 point quarterback downgrade at most to start the season. And once we see that both these guys can run around and help
create
with the
some
fact
new
that
opportunities.
the offensive line maybe isn't the best in the league. At a minimum, I'm running Mitch out there to start because you always run the vet out there, let him take the lumps, and then you bring in the rookie to be the savior. Or B, because Mitch is actually his best football is played when he's running around. Again, the visionary Brian Dable saw that and got the most out of Mitchell Trubisky up there in Buffalo. And what was that because of? Because he was running the goddamn football. Don't let him throw it in the pocket. Yeah. Have him run the ball. Well, hey, you know what? Najee Harris is to your right. Dump it off over there. Hey, Najee Harris is to your left. Dump it off over there. Hey, Calvin Austin's going deep. Throw it down there. Mapletron, he's good to throw to big tall receiver.
Targets. Yeah, and you mentioned
Pat Fryermuth, 6'7".
We haven't even talked about
product.
Yeah.
We haven't even gotten.
Did Kramer cash the under on mentioning Dable there? Like
he did squeeze that in there. No, it's funny. Like Colby coined the term lawn chair quarterback, but I don't even think you could call Ben Roethlisberger a lawn chair. It'd have to be like a Chase lounge or like a beanbag chair because it's just big, immobile. You throw someone in there. Not only do I think you can get the average depth of target up slightly, but the fact that you're just running around, you're a willing runner. Yeah. That's got to make the offensive line obviously is the big concern for the Steelers, I think, on offense besides the quarterback. But I think running around makes the job easier, and you're going to be run blocking a ton. So O-line love run blocking. They really hated the Roethlisberger situation where you're passing a ton. You have to sit back and pass block, and you have a guy who doesn't fucking move to save his life. That's like the worst combination for an offensive
way he
lineman.
used to fall over, like the Eiffel fucking Tower.
Kind of reminded me of Eli a little bit. What's up, Hauser?
He was able to like break tackle, like he was so big and strong. Like there's a lot of times he can kind of just brush off guys, but it's like. Yeah, man, like just having someone there that can actually move a little, it really is going to open up a lot of things. I mean, and like you're saying, like the travel and like the lack of mileage on there, that's only going to help a younger quarterback. And like, it's crazy to think that they've completely retooled this offense in the last 2 drafts with Fryermuth, Harris, now Pickens and Austin joining Pickett. And this one, like this is like a brand new offense, like in 2 years, you know? And so, yeah, I mean, there's going to be a little bit of adjustment period, no doubt, but this is a defense that can keep them in games. They're not going to get blown out by anybody. I really don't think that. And let's not forget too, like the Bengals were so reliant on big plays last year. There could be some in division regression coming on other teams too. You know, like this could be really interesting. I think Baltimore might be taking a step forward, but who knows what the situation in Cleveland is with the Deshaun Watson bets. So, I mean, the fact that the Steelers are the franchise that have the most stability, you know, like it goes a long way, you know, like, hey, because like, let's face it, the Bengals, Browns, they haven't been the teams that have done it 2 years in a row in the last 30 years. So, I mean, I like the chances within the division for sure.
And coming back to Ryan's point where he was talking about they outperformed their Pythag, they actually are a team that consistently does that from 2019 to 2021. They outperformed their expected wins by +5.5 wins. That's like third in the league. So because they had good coaching, they have a home field advantage.
That's what Duck Hodges for half a season or whatever.
This is true.
Yeah, like Tomlin.
You know what I thought of today?
One with worse.
I'm gonna blow your guys' minds right now. Since Mike Tomlin has entered the league,
Oh yeah.
he has fewer losing seasons than Bill Belichick.
Loser Bill Belichick. Noted loser.
Yeah. So
we just taped the Patriots podcast as well, where I mean, Capper was out there with his shovel digging Belichick's grave, throwing dirt on him. It was pretty great.
I mean, yeah, like Tomlin's never had a losing season. Like
that's worth something.
I'm not gonna start betting against that now, like.
So let's talk about 2021. They were 9-7-1, 8-9 against the spread. Win total was 9, I think. Graded that a push, and then year before 12-4, 10-6 ATS. Win total was 9. That hit the over. Ryan, how did we do predicting the Steelers? What did we have them going?
11-6. You and Bowser had 12-5. You locked up the division at 5-1.
Okay, that didn't happen.
It did not happen. 11-6. We both were picking Steelers games.
Nice.
Which was, I think that's the best we've collectively done on any single team. So
we know the Steelers team.
We know our guy.
And I liked him at 5-1 last year. I like him again at 10-1. 9-1, whatever you can get it. Cause I like the,
why not?
Just the overall franchise, the cohesion.
Well, yeah. Bring. Look at the rest of the division. Like I said, like Bengals could take a step back. They could take a step forward. I talked a lot of shit on them last year, so I'm not going to do that this year. They kind of eat a big pile of crap. And I lost it at the window too. So
Kramer and I did predict the Bengals to go 2-15. And we made the Cincy Jungle newsletter. But hey, that's what's great about the NFL. Like early on, I realized I was wrong, and then went on an epic streak of them winning me a shit ton of money in the playoffs. So again, it's never too late to change your opinion.
No, not at all. But no, this team just like they're good. It just seems like they're gonna 7.5 seems way too low for a Mike Tomlin team. I'm sorry, because hey, he could have his first losing season ever at 8-9.
Still hit the over. I love that. I love that angle. And Derek Watt first touchdown bets. We got to hit one of these, right?
Oh yes, baby. I'm all over those, dude.
Fullbacks.
I
feel like fullbacks are just the forbidden fruit though, because they don't ever actually get it done. The tight ends actually get it.
Tight ends, and Freiermuth's going to be a beast. I mean, 7 touchdowns last year. I can't find an over under on his touchdowns yet. We'll give it out officially in the division show, but I think I'm guessing it's going to be like 4.5, and I love the over. So I think he's going to be involved in the red zone. He's just a big target.
If it's anything under 6.5, like 6, really, I'd pound that over. Yeah. I mean, that's easy.
And I don't see why he wouldn't be involved the same he was last year, if not more. All right, let's get to the Pittsburgh Steelers schedule.
Well, real quick before you do the read,
yes.
It's worth noting because we've done a lot about how the offense has a lot of questions, but the defense should be good. They do actually have the most money invested in the defense and the least money invested in the offense. Was interesting nugget.
Makes sense.
What happens when you roll out Trubisky and a rookie quarterback? Save a couple bucks.
Hey, you're looking to save a couple bucks. Head over to oddstrader.com/Blue Wire, where you can compare all the odds of all the sports books, get all the live odds as well, and compare the different sign-up codes and promos for sportsbooks to get the best deals. Why not shop around? Odds Trader makes it very, very easy. They hook you up with player stats, game stats, injury reports, projected game day weather. Yes, please. Also has a sweet bet tracking tool. So keep track of all your bets, see whether you're winning, losing, what you're doing best at, all that kind of good stuff. Again, handicapping, info, live score, bet tracking, the stats, but really the promos, the best sign up codes. You can get them all in one place, completely free to sign up. All you got to do is go to oddstrader.com/Blue Wire, ODDS Trader, TRADER.com/Blue Wire, the #1 site for all your game day bets. And we're also brought to you by Sleeper. That's right. Sleeper is the #1 fastest growing fantasy platform. They have millions of players. I think they just passed 4 million users. So congrats to Sleeper. And of course, what's better than a little over under action? I just actually cashed I think it was a 5x three team player prop parlay on MLB. Been grinding out some MLB. Can't wait for the NFL. You can win 2x all the way up to 20x. And Sleeper has their first sports contest basically with the built-in fantasy experience tied directly to the over/under. So you'll be able to pull up your Sleeper fantasy matchup and then like just click the over/under on the NFL player props there. So it's going to be an awesome fall with Sleeper. And when you use our code 100% deposit match up to $100, just go to sleeper.com/SGP. Sleeper will automatically match your first deposit up to $100. Promo code SGP, sleeper.com/SGP. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. All right, Cream Dog, hit us with the schedule.
All right. Here's the problem with the Steelers this year.
Tough schedule.
It's not easy. All right. Ready?
Yes.
They start with at Bengals, which again, this can Mitch show he's everything that Big Ben was when it comes to dominating in the state of Ohio. Then they host the Patriots, a very winnable game there in my opinion. Then at Cleveland on Thursday Night Football, no Deshaun Watson expected. And then we have the Jets at home. I do think they're giving a nice start.
3-1. They start hot.
I'm going 3-1, and they could even be 4-0 because I do think they're gonna take Cincy out week 1. I think they're gonna come in with that Super Bowl hangover. You know, like you look at like the teams that lost the Super Bowl, their week 1 record the next year.
Yeah,
hasn't been
this is a good angle.
Oh yeah, I really like the Steelers on that money line week 1, but I could see them dropping in Cleveland. That wouldn't surprise me.
They can win. The 3-1 is not crazy for that Steelers team.
I'll join you guys. I think we're gonna. A little happy.
Yeah, come on. The Jets, that's an NFL franchise. Are you kidding me?
The defense
and speaking of week 1 NFL lines over on WinBet, Steelers are a 6.5 point home or road dog plus 225 on the money line. If you recall, last year they went into Buffalo and got an upset win in Buffalo.
Yeah, no, Tomlin gets guys
Similar
ready
line.
for that week. Like they
good coaches week 1. Andy Reid always dominates. Like, you know, these teams show up that are well coached week 1.
Yeah, so take that money line there.
3-1. Let's go.
At Buffalo, Tampa at home.
All right, hold on a second. So I got Texans money line, Bears money line, and then Steelers money line.
What are we crafting here?
Round robin.
Oh, we're on this, buddy. We're gonna you and me are gonna be cashing that all
rock
day.
Hard. I'm gonna put that in. Well, I'm gonna drive out to win and put that in now.
Rock hard. You shouldn't drive rock hard.
I was looking for.
You could pass out. All right.
Sorry.
I'll drive.
Sorry to interrupt you.
I'll drive.
All right.
At Buffalo, Tampa at home. No Photoshop needed for this one, Jake. At Miami.
This is
on
where it gets
Sunday
tough.
Night Football. And what's the last one? At Philly before the bye week. 3 road games and 4 games.
Tough spots. Bills are going to get up for that game. Miami, I think they match up decently with Miami. Philly, that's going to be tough. Although that's going to be a good game, honestly, because that Steelers defense against the Eagles.
They're going to both run the ball. That'll be a fun game to watch.
Yeah, it'll be old school football.
Yeah.
Bucks. It's like if they can pressure the Bucks, but I think the Bucks defensive line is just going to eat against the Steelers O line, and I would imagine that could be the difference against the Eagles as well. I do hate the Dolphins, so I'm gonna want to pick against them there. In Buffalo is tough too because they're gonna be up for that game.
Yeah,
man,
I'm gonna go 1-3. I know. I want to go 2-2 as much as I want to go 2-2. I'm gonna go 1-3. So, but I'm gonna redo my original to be 4-0. So I'm gonna have them 5-3 at this point in the season. That's how
Kramer, what do you got?
I need to read. All right, so 4-0 and then 1-3.
I'm leaning 1-3.
Did I get that right, Bowser? Look at you.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so
I'm gonna be a maniac, dude. Let's go.
See, they could the Dolphins. You got the Flores revenge spot.
And Tua against the Steelers defense, like.
I think at Dolphins might be their best game just because I think the Eagles D line against the Steelers O line.
I can see them getting up for Tampa at home. I'm not gonna lie. That's the kind of game where I can see them.
And
really
it's a non-conference road spot for Tampa Bay, non-prime time. They have the defense that can hang with the Bucks. I'm just worried about the Bucs D line against that Steelers line.
Yeah.
I don't know, Kramer. What are you doing? 1-3 or 2-2? What are we talking?
I certainly think their defense is going to be able to have. You know what? I'll be optimistic and say 2-2.
Oh,
okay. All right. I'll share your optimism. Right. Toss me 2-2.
Bowser's being a real Debbie Downer. Next up, after the bye week, we got Saints at home. We got Bengals at home on Sunday Night Football. We got at Colts on Monday Night Football, and we got out at Falcons. Again, I think that one-dimensional teams are going to be they're going to struggle against this Steelers defense. And so it comes down to like, do I think the Saints and the Colts could be bad matchups for the Steelers because it could just be all defense. And I think when they face an elite defense, it's going to be tough for their offense to do anything. So I think they do beat the Bengals though. I think
they can
take
split
care
with
of
the
that
Bengals.
one. So I'll go 2-2 again here.
I'll go 3-1 because that's a tough spot for the Saints. Jameson out, Jameson Winston. Saints outdoors, middle of November. I like that, and I think they split with the Bengals, and then I think they lose either at Colts or at Falcons. Probably at Colts, but I could see them sleepwalking through the Falcons game. So I'm going to say 3-1.
Yeah, I'm going 3-1 too, and that's exactly how I have it. I think they handle the home stretch, the home games there, but because like you remember too, they're playing Philly the week before that, so that's like 3 games in a row where they don't have to leave the state of Pennsylvania. And then they're going into the Colts, like that's not that far. Like man, like we say that travel mileage is pretty insane for that, but. I think that Falcon spot could be really sneaky, especially like early December. It just could be weird. They could be on a playoff, but hell, they could be leading the division right then. So yeah, I'm going to go 3-1.
I think the Falcons particularly are a team that their defense could really make that an easier match.
And they always have that game every year against a bad team, like a bad NFC team on the road, like a Falcons, or last year with Detroit, the tie. They always kind of do that every year. So yeah, I could see that one being
lot of optimism. The quarterback's big question mark. They have not played the Ravens yet. It's week 14, first game with the Ravens at home, at Carolina, Raiders at home, at Ravens.
It's interesting. You would think they would play the Raiders better, but I feel like the Raiders. Is it the Raiders that always give them trouble in Pittsburgh, or vice versa? What am I thinking of, Scott?
Yeah, no, Raiders. I want to say they played last year in Pittsburgh too, if I'm not mistaken.
I got the schedule right here.
We
can answer this kind of question. They absolutely did play the Raiders at home. They lost.
Yeah.
I'm going to give them that win because that's a big revenge spot now, especially on Christmas Eve. Oh yeah, give it to me.
I'll go 2-2. I think they probably split with the Ravens, and then I don't know. Maybe they go 3-1. I don't know.
I'm going 3-1 because I think they get. It's a big revenge. I'm gonna have them split with the Ravens. I think they get the home revenge spot.
See, I think that Panthers game could randomly be sneaky for them.
I think so too, though.
Could be a letdown spot after they get up so much for that Ravens game. I think they could, if they win, especially, they could let down and lose the Panthers, and then
I got them going 1-3.
I'll go 2-2.
Yeah, I'll go 2-2. Yeah, I want to go 3-1 there though. I really do.
I think they lose both to the Ravens. To add a little color to my 1-3. All right, game.
You're gonna believe in late season Greg Roman. Good luck with that.
Last game of the season, they got Cleveland at home. I got them beating Cleveland at home.
Yeah, I shouldn't even have to say that. I got that.
All right, so and for my version of the season, they would be 8-8 going into that last game against Cleveland. So we all know what Mike Tomlin will do there. Win, and he's in. To me, this was a fairly easy. I went 1-3, which even felt low there at the end, but felt easy to get them over. I am at 9-8. Let's see. Let's do a little math on Sean. Sean, you were at 10, 11.
11-6.
Wow, are you sure that's not too much?
This is funny.
11-6.
I always think like my takes are going to be, but I'm always high on the Steelers, and they usually come through.
We love the Steelers every year. We highlighted it. We all had them winning 11 or 12 games last year.
Well, and they, I mean, they pushed, right? The win total was 9. Big Ben doesn't completely fall off the cliff, which I guess we should have seen that coming to some degree. But
all right, so 11 and 6 for you.
Yep,
that feels very, very strong. And Scott, let's see, 5, 8. 10 wins. So Sean, you have more wins than Bowser.
Yeah.
10 and 7 for Bowser. So just to recap so far in the division, because we have previewed 3 of the teams, Sean, you have Ravens 12 and 5, Steelers 11 and 6, Browns 8 and 9. I have the Ravens 13 and 4, Steelers 9 and 8, and the Browns 7 and 10. Bowser, do they win the division at 10 and 7?
No, I think this might be Baltimore's year to win the
look at you.
But I do like the okay. I did see make the playoffs at plus 330. I kind of like that better than the division bet, but I don't know. It seems like there's more value on the division price. So
all right, we're going to break down all the Steelers futures. Before we do that, shout out to ipvanish.com/SGP. Your future is bright if you use ipvanish.com/SGP because all your personal data is encrypted. Again, your passwords, browsing history, communications. I mean, God knows if my browsing history got out there, it would be all over. Thankfully, I use ipvanish.com/SGP. 70% off their annual plan and a 30-day money back guarantee. You cannot beat IPVanish. We use it for God's Eye. You can hide your location. You can throw it on a streaming device like a Fire Stick. Again, unlimited devices with only one login. Very easy to set up. Won't slow you down with your browsing history. So go to ipvanish.com/SGP. All right. So Ryan, where are you at? What was your total? Did you announce
9.
it? You're
Over.
at 9 and 8.
Over.
9 and 8 feels
Did
reasonable.
I announce it? We've been over this.
I know we're always on the over.
He,
on the
him,
Steelers.
and I'm over on Mike Tomlin and the Steelers. All
I
right.
really feel like 8 wins is the floor for this season.
Well, and that's why let's just start giving out some other stuff
here
I
we
like.
go.
Pittsburgh Steelers over 8 plus 175. I mean,
That's a thing.
yeah, that's their alternate win total. Over 8 plus 175, all over that.
Are we all on that?
I'm on that. Yeah.
And give me a small sprinkle on AFC North. I think we gave it out earlier in the process at 10-1. I still like it at 9-1.
You think we gave it out?
I know
at 10
I did.
Gave it out multiple times at 10-1. Tomlin, coach of the year, anywhere from 20 to 30-1. That's out there. I'm writing that down on the sheet. And
then Pat Fryermuth. It is someone tracked it down in the YouTube chat. Shout out to Easy. The guy's been all over these division previews. YouTube.com/sports gambling podcast. Get in the live chat. So it's so fun when people are mixing it up in the chat live. He found Pat Fryermuth over 4.5 touchdowns. So I will also toss that in there. Come on, man.
Yeah, I love that. I found some fun ones today of
he could get that against the Bengals week 1.
How about Najee Harris, most rushing yards at plus 1900?
Hold on a second.
Wow.
Hold on. Normally I ignore.
myself.
Yeah. Normally I ignore the guests when they come up with crazy ass shit. But
Najee Harris most rushing yards.
Yeah, plus 1900. I saw that today and I was like, whoa, dude, that's some nice, because I mean he's gonna get the workload, and it's.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the leaders from last year, but again, even if he's not super efficient, he's gonna be there yardage wise. So Jonathan Taylor, I'd imagine he's a favorite. He dominated last year, 1811. Then Nick Chubb, 1259. Joe Mixon, 1205, and then Najee right at 1200 there. So even if he gets a little bit more carries, and then Jonathan Taylor gets nicked up a little bit, his path to winning it all is not crazy. God, all right, add that for me, Ryan, as well.
I've already done that.
Najee Harris most rushing yards, AFC North. Pittsburgh over 7.5, of course, over 8 plus 175. Fryermuth over 4.5 touchdowns.
I don't have that one yet. We got a Fryermuth prop.
Yep.
Why is it only 4.5?
You got to get in on a blue collar tight end prop.
Well, he's a Penn State guy too.
Yeah.
Fryermuth. Are you in on that too, Bowser?
Yeah,
he's like good.
Yeah.
He's like good Gesicki.
Also getting in on that all over 8. the division win, and then Tomlin Coach of the Year. I really like that Tomlin Coach of the Year. I think that's a great, dude. That's a great, like, 'cause that's always like a narrative one, like kind of storyline award. So yeah, him doing it with a rookie quarterback.
Well, that's why, right? Like he's already a guy that is liked, and if he does it in the circumstances like this, I mean, especially with the way the preseason's starting, that
and like with the Taylor thing, how many times has the guy led the league in rushing like multiple years in a row? I mean, that it seems like when they do it, then they get kind of broken down the next year, you know, or
especially when their quarterback downgrades from Carson Wentz to Matt
also
Ryan.
The Colts have made it pretty clear that Naheem Hines is going to be seeing a little bit bigger workload to maybe take some pressure off Franklin. I mean, yeah, Taylor. So Jonathan Franklin was old UCLA running back, but yeah, dude, like, no, I really, dude, like, yeah, I thought that was a fun one. I have a couple more like pretty, but these next two are like outrageously like priced.
Before you get outrageous, and I know he's never done this in his career, but Najee Harris to have at least one 150-yard game on the ground is 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, again,
are we intrigued by that?
I'm not going to add it to my card, but I would understand, yeah, the appeal because
because they don't really have a backup running. I mean, they do like Benny Snell, I guess, but yeah, McFarland. I don't know.
Well, I was reading about one of the young guys. Maybe his name was Jalen something. I'll look up his name, but there was a young guy kind of showing out with Harris being out that maybe his little preseason DFS guy we should keep an eye on.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, it's a real degen. So.
All right, now you can talk about your degen stuff.
Okay, I got some real degen stuff here. Okay, how about this?
Jalen Warren. Sorry, Jalen Warren was the guy's name. Write that down. All right, Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Defensive Player of the Year at 75-1.
You know, you're not the first person I've heard come up with this idea. I like this concept. I do think he is a big enough player to win this type of award, even with a guy. I know TJ Watt's on the same team, and he could be going after a sack record. But if Minkah scores 6, like what does he need? 4 touchdowns?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If he gets a few defensive touchdowns that win him games and like put him in the playoffs, that's good. That's going to be real spicy there, you know.
And you said how much? 75-1.
75-1. Yeah, that just seems like a fun number there. And like, hey, since we're already going to clean up on the Steelers over enough wins,
as well keep printing it. Noah Bieniek from the MLB Gambling Podcast chiming in saying, and Easy as well. Easy throughout TJ Watt most sacks 7-1.
I called him out last year on here at plus 650 for that.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
And Noah B is pointing out he missed games last year. He only played 15 games and he still beat Robert Quinn by 4 sacks with 22.5. All right, fuck it. TJ Watt most sacks.
Mark it.
God damn it.
That frame.
All right, here's my TJ Watt prop actually. TJ Watt MVP. Now I know a defensive player hasn't won MVP.
All right. We found the line where we can stop. But yes, keep going.
This is insane, but I see it at 300-1.
I'm not even gonna write it down.
300-1. If he there is a angle where if he goes and has a 23 sack season, besting what he did last year because he plays more games, and they make the playoffs or win the division or something. There's a narrative there, like a kind of a 2-year cumulative award, and it might get a defense. I mean, yeah, it's crazy, it's insane. But when I saw that he was on there at 300-1, I thought that was really interesting, considering he's coming off a record-breaking season, you know, and if 2 record-breaking seasons could put you in contention for something like that.
Sean, this is why they put everyone's name on the
MVP. This is one of those ones where it's like on the futures market. This is one of those tickets maybe you buy you're going to try and flip later because it's going to maybe improve.
I do. I mean, look, you go for 2, you leverage the old prop swap. Yeah. Let's see here. So do we look to the exacta market at all?
What's the exact? The outcome. What?
Probably not. Probably off the board, but maybe would it be fun to take a Steelers Ravens top 2 exacta box?
I was just thinking that could be a lot of fun.
What is that? What does that look like?
Prices are off the board thanks to Mr. Watson, but
yeah, I'm just taking the small sprinkle of them to win the AFC North because I think between the Ravens and the Bengals will still be good. It's gonna just be a competitive division, and that's why I like them as a long shot.
A new hot take. Are we sure the Bengals are just going to be good?
Wow! Stay tuned.
Under gang, assemble. I got nothing else on the. Yeah, Najee Harris going to be I'll tell you what. If this is still going on in 2 weeks, I'll start to get worried. But right now, he's just missing preseason reps, and who gives a shit? Because he's going to touch the ball 500 times this year.
Yeah, we'll have plenty of time to figure it out between now and when the season starts.
Oh yeah.
I really think that Najee rushing one though. I mean, the other two, I thought that was just fun for me to come in here with. I tried to find the craziest one I could possibly find. So the TJ MVP was, but Najee at 19-1. I don't know. Dude, there's a lot of versions of the season where he leads the league in rushing.
So right now, as I look at the look ahead lines, the Steelers are only favored by more than 3.5 points once all year. It's the New York Jets. It's week 4.
But how many are they? A dog, a massive dog.
They are only a dog of more than 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 times.
Okay. More than I would have thought.
You got some tougher
I mean, they got the
spots.
fucking Bengals laying 6.5 against this team.
Well, I think
TJ Watt has something to say.
I think, for example, Philly laying 3.5 is probably not something you're sprinting to the window to bet right now. Because Jalen Hurts against an elite defense is a scary proposition. We remember
Eagles
how the
D-line
playoffs
against the offensive line.
again, we don't need to preview a week 8 spot, but
why not?
Why?
This is what the show's all about.
You know, Colby goes through every week on the college football experience, and he previews games he does a week 1 through whatever preview. Should we start doing that in the off season? Just all right, we're gonna do our week 10 preview here in June. Real degen stuff. All right. That sounds good, right? We're good. We made it.
Whoops. Yeah. Sounds great. I know I'm fired up. Hey, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/survivor. You're getting our free Survivor Pool NFL prize. We're going to announce the prizes soon, but you want to secure your spot now.
Am I allowed to enter?
We'll see if management approves. Toss us a nice rating review over on Apple Podcasts. Screenshot that, send it in via the SGPN app. Make sure you check out Scott Bowser and the Zed Run Gambling Podcast. Bowser, what can people look forward to on the Zed Show?
Oh man, it's been a lot of fun lately because it's just every week there's so much happening in the world of Zed, and they just dropped their token, which I know you guys got some in your wallet, and yeah, man, this is gonna be really cool. How they also just released a lending feature that's gonna be dropping soon. So for those of you out there that are thinking about maybe wanting to try and get a horse, you'll be able to borrow one soon from Premier Stables for free. And then any money you win with it will be split back and forth with you split it with the stable that you borrowed it from. But yeah, it's a really cool new feature. So a lot of fun. And dude, it's just such an interesting world where and most of these guys are all total degens that are into DFS and fantasy and stuff. So there's a huge crossover for so if you guys haven't gotten into Zed yet, it's blowing up. You want to get in on the train early and before it leaves the station.
It's just the idea of Bowser, the Zed Run loan shark. Step into my office, young fella.
Oh, hey, you didn't bring the horse back. Now I got to take care of you. Oh, the horse's leg got broken. Now I'm going to break your leg, buddy. Give him a follow on Twitter at Scott_Bowser. Looking forward to hanging out with you, Bowser. NFL Week 1.
Yeah, we got to take Decker to history of the penis.
Yes, all right, we will do that. For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green. He is Ryan.
Mike Tomlin, Coach of the Year. Are we kidding? 30-1.
Kramer, let it ride.